Hello, hello. Happy Monday. Give me just a second as I fix my camera. I think that did it. We'll see if it did. And we'll see if I'm live. There we go. There we go, there we go. I don't know what's going on with it. Let me see if I can adjust it. I think I must have hit it again. Let's see. You can close your eyes if that bothers you. I'm sorry. Let's see. Well, I think that's it. Maybe not. Not the way it works. I'm so short that I can't see over where, like the top of it. So, all right, let's see. Good evening, good evening. Hello, everyone. I'm gonna adjust there. All right, let's see. Okay, I think that's it. I think I got it. How is everyone today? Happy Monday. I know I've been kind of absent for the last 2 weeks. We had a lot going on, and so I am back. And I am going to share this really quick to my group. Let me do that. And done. All right. That was a little painless. Yay. All right, let's see. I think I'm still, I don't know, not straight, but whatever. We'll make it work, right? All right, let's go ahead and get started. Let me bring this back down so that it is there. And you have a little bit more light. So today I am going to let Verna, because Verna commented on my YouTube channel from last week. So Verna, you get to pick one of these stamp sets. I hope you don't have either one of them. Hello, Sharon. Hey, Deb. You get your choice. So let me know which one you want and I will get it in the mail to you. And then whichever one she doesn't pick will be one of the prizes for next week. Lena Clark, you actually won the embellishments, and I just wanted to remind you to send me your mailing address so that I can get these in the mail to you. And then, so whenever Verna does not pick, one of those will be for Facebook Live prize for today, and then the other prize will be Oceanfront, which is this one. So, hello, Verna. So, Verna, you get to pick which stamp set you want out of these two right here. I hope you don't have either one of those. So let me know which one and I'll get it in the mail. So again, whichever one she doesn't pick, and then Oceanfront will be the prize for next week. So make sure you comment, make sure you share, because that helps my business. It helps introduce new people to what I do with Stampin' Up. So that is always quite helpful. The next thing I want to talk about is Club. Today is the last day. I extended it for 1 day just because the 15th was on a Sunday, and I had so much going on with paper share and in color and trying to get all those things ordered yesterday. So, and then in the midst of all of that, my husband and I got suckered into getting a dog. So I decided to extend Club for 1 day, and the club is for the cup of tea bundle. So if you don't have the bundle, you can add this on at cost. And then I would pay for the shipping and for the tax on this. You can add that to your kit, but the kit includes the make and take for all of these cards right here. So you will get the make and takes for 6 cards. You get in your kit a full pack of the Pearl Basic Jewels. You'll get a full pack of the twine, and then you get half a pack of the DSP that matches, that coordinates with it. So if you are interested in that, there is a link in the description of this video, and you can do that, and then I will order all of those supplies tomorrow morning, and then we'll get all of those cut, and I might be a day late in getting them out this month, but I'm gonna do my best not to. Let's see. Sharon, what kind of dog did I get? So she's a mutt. She is mostly lab. We are calling her Maggie May. Maggie for short, obviously. But she was, one of the church members had found them in his yard, in his little shed under his tractor. So we saw the picture and kind of fell in love, and we went and picked her up yesterday. So I spent a good amount of time walking her and taking her out and, you know, trying to get used to her. So I'm a little behind on some stuff, but you know, it's always great to love on a dog. Like, you know, they're just so stinking cute. You can't do it. Hey, Kathy. Oh, thank you. They actually look horrible. They are old. They're like 2.5 weeks old, but thanks. They're getting done tomorrow. Actually, they're just dipped. So, they're actually my real nails, but they're too thick too. So, but thank you. I appreciate the compliment. I will take it. All right. So the next thing is the starter kit. Y'all, this kit is amazing. If you are interested at all and you spend $100 a month in Stampin' Up! Products, this is for you. I cannot emphasize how amazing it is to be a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. There are some things that you get that customers don't get, like early access to catalog products. It's just a great group of people that you get to connect with. I also have a team that you would be a part of, and there are some amazing women that are a part of this team, and I am truly blessed and grateful for each one of them. So if you are interested in that at all, the starter kit is $99. You get $125 in products. You get to pick whatever it is you want that is current. It could be off the clearance rack, it could be out of the mini catalog, it can be out of the annual catalog, all that wonderful stuff. But for May only, you can add, well, you can't add, but Stampin' Up! Adds to the little treasure chest that you already get. They're gonna add grid paper, and this is the new in color grid paper. If you're coming to my bingo this coming Saturday, you will get a sheet of the new grid paper to use for all your projects. You also get the multi-pack of the cardstock with the end colors. So this basically comes with 4 sheets of each end color. So it's a 24 pack. And then you also get all 5 of the ink pads. You also get an entire pack of the new in color DSP. So like the total of this, I think, is around $64 or $65. Don't hold me to that, but it's somewhere close to that. So you're looking at almost $200 worth of products for only $99 plus tax. You don't pay shipping on the starter kit. So if you're interested at all in being a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, now is the time to do it. So if you have questions, let me know, and I will be happy to walk you through that as well. Okay, that's it. Now we can craft. And it's a good thing because with the dog yesterday, I didn't do a lot of pre-cutting tonight. So y'all get to watch me do a lot of die cutting. We are going to use the Charming Sentiments dies and the stamp set that goes along with it. So this stamp set is nothing but sentiments, and I love it. It is almost for like every possible thing that you could really need. Grateful, thank you, everything will be okay. You've got a birthday one, congratulations. Faith over fear, I love that one. Good luck. So these are great even for a baby. So they actually have 2 in here for, that you could use for just for a new mom. But the amazing thing about this set is the dies. The dies actually cut out right around the sentiment. That's kind of the new thing in paper crafting that you will see, is that everybody kind of takes their sentiments and then they pencil around it and then they fussy cut it. So they use a pair of scissors to cut it out. Well, no more with this stamp set, because it automatically comes with the die, or not automatically, you can bundle it and save 10%, and you can get the dies that cut right around it. So we're going to focus on this stamp set, this bundle right here. And we're going to pull in some different things within the catalogs so that you can kind of see how to coordinate with other products. So this is going to be our first card, and I did use little baskets here. So this is going to be our first card, and you can see it literally cuts just right around it. I love it. Now, this card right here also has these candles. Well, guess what? Those candles are dies right here in the catalog. So, or right here in the dies. Sorry, words are hard. So these are extra little pieces that come in the die, which is really, really cool. Okay, so let's get started with that. Let me pull in what I'm gonna need here. We're also gonna use another new product, and it's these Deckled rectangles. These look like torn paper. So it automatically does the tearing for you, which is really cool. I like these a lot, and you're gonna see these a whole lot more. Okay, so the first thing we wanna do is we're gonna go ahead and do our embossing, and we're gonna use the Stripes and Splatters 3D embossing folder, but we're gonna use the stripe ones out of that set. So I'm gonna pull in my big old machine here. And we are going to, I'm going to show you how to run this folder through. And then I'm going to show you the magnetic plate in just a few minutes as well, which is back and better and fantastic. So for the 3D embossing folders, all you need is your plate 1. You need your cardstock, which you'll stick inside. And then you'll need plate number 3. So if you look at this and you line it up, you're going to realize that it won't cover up your entire DSP or your entire cardstock, which is fine. So we're going to have to run it through twice. So I'm just going to line it up here. I'm going to stick it down, and then I'm going to run it through. Actually, no, I lied. I need one more clear plate. Actually, no, I don't need a clear plate. You need... See, I don't even know, apparently. You need plate number 4 for your thick 3D embossing folders. All right, so we're going to try that again. Plate 1, embossing folder, cardstock, plate 4. And then we'll run it through, and ta-da! You can tell with your machine when you run through if it is too loose or too tight, then you have your setup wrong. Okay, so there we go. Now we're going to stick this part into our folder and line it up, and then we are going to run it through one more time. So we're going to line it up down here. With your embossing folders, you want the folded part to go through first so that that pressure filters out through the end that opens. Otherwise, you can crack your embossing folders, because that pressure will come here and crack your fold. All right, so there you go. So now it looks like you had one embossing folder that you ran through. So we're gonna get rid of both of those for right now. Then we're going to bring in our magnetic plate. This is a self-healing magnetic plate. And I'm gonna explain something to you guys. That is a lot of that. Yes, yes it is. It is very much so. What is DSP? Oh, yeah, sorry, Kathy. Designer series paper. It's the fun paper. The magnetic plate is what they call a consumable item. So know that when you purchase the magnetic plate, it will not last forever. It's gonna be like your clear plates where you have to replace them so often. Now, it is a self-healing one, so it will last a good amount of time. I've been using it since, I guess, 2 weeks now, and I've literally used it a ton. You just want to move your dies around that plate so that you're constantly using other spaces on it, so it's not all just in one spot. The other thing is, it has this big heavy part on it. This is to help it not to curl like the last one was, but it is heavy. So just know that when you go to pick it up, especially if you're picking up all of your pieces like this, like I do a lot, it's a lot heavier than what it used to be and what your normal is. So just know that. So let's cut out some of our pieces here. And I'm gonna try to see what all I can get on. We're gonna cut out first though our deckled rectangle. I'm gonna make sure I grab the right one. That's too small. All right, I gotta go up one size. All the measurements for tonight's cards, for the cardstock, you can find on my blog, which is linked in the description of this video. It gives you the measurements and it gives you all of the products that I used. So you can actually do like one click if you hit click here, and it'll give you the products that I used. When you're doing a die that has a straight line across like this, you want to do it at an angle so it'll run through your machine easier. Otherwise, it'll be really tight and it'll be hard to run through, and sometimes it can crack the dies if you're not careful. So just know that. All right, so we've got this piece. Now, we've got that. Put that in our extra. Okay, for these right here, we are gonna do something to make it easier for us to put it through and to create our pieces. So I need to put adhesive on the back. So we're gonna do an adhesive sheet, maybe. There it is. So we're gonna take our adhesive sheets that Stampin' Up! Sells in the online store, and we're gonna pop our cardstock right on it. Let me see if I can, we'll put this one on here. Okay. Now I'm gonna cut those off with my scissors here. And now what I've done with this adhesive is I have created a sticker on the back of it. Okay, so we've got that piece now. Let's cut this one off. And then we're gonna do this right here. And then we'll put this one on here, and that should be enough so we don't have to add any more. All right, and I'll save that piece for later. All right, so now what I'm gonna try to do is get all my pieces on here at once. And actually, we won't be able to do that. We'll get as many as we can on here. All right, so we'll take this one. We're gonna cut out that one, and the star, and one more star. Okay, and then we're gonna take that yellow one and we're gonna do the flame for the candle. So we'll cut that out 3 times. So every time we run through a color, then we will run through the flame. And sorry for the shaking. All right, so there's one. And I'm gonna need my poker tool so I can poke that right on out. There we go. Sometimes it likes to stick in there. We'll put our yellow on there again. So that's Daffodil Delight. We'll poke that one out. We'll grab our Mango Melody and we'll go ahead and start piling up on that. Now this star has two pieces. So it's got a little and then it's got a outline to it, which is kind of cool. They did some good thinking on this. All right, and then I need to make sure that I'm on that sticky part, okay? And then we'll take this one and lay it there. All right, so we'll run this one through. And then, there we go. And we'll run that one through one more time, and then we just have one more color to do. And this one is Poppy Parade. When you put those sticker, or when you put that adhesive on the back and it turns it into a sticker, it makes the cardstock a little bit thicker. So a lot of times when you make it thicker, you have to poke out the pieces, just so you know that. When I didn't have the stickers on it, when I made the sample, I didn't have to do all this. All right, put that one there. And of course the magnetic plate is keeping them all together, which is fantastic. We like that a lot. All right, there we go. All right, I'm gonna move this aside just really quick. Pull all those off. We'll have to use it again to stamp our sentiment once we stamp our sentiment, but we'll do that in just a minute. Okay, and I'm standing right here by the window, and boy, is it getting hot. Hopefully it'll cool off soon. Okay, so we've got all our pieces. Let's poke this one out. We're gonna put all these back on there because I do not want to lose these pieces. They are small. All right, and the two stars. There, and so has everyone had a good Monday? I hope you all have. Oh no, Dora, it's okay. I'm really just getting started. All you're having to do is watch me cut out stuff so far. Okay, so we've got all of our pieces right there. We're gonna go ahead and attach this to the center. And we're going to use dimensionals to do that. And for those of you who are just watching me for the first time, I am a dimensional freak. I put lots and lots of dimensionals on because I don't like for anything to go flat in the mail, and I don't want it to come off. So I over dimensional, over glue, just what I do. So that's like the longest thing you have to watch me do. All right, so we're gonna stick that on there. All right, and then we're gonna start peeling off these pieces. And how we're gonna do that is we're gonna take this and we need to peel off the back. When we peel off the back, those parts that were kind of sticking in there will come out. I'll move my little bucket over here. Okay, and then we're gonna attach this to one of the solid pieces. So we're gonna attach it to our Mango Melody for this one. And it's just gonna line straight up like that. And then you're just gonna press it down, and now it is stuck on there. So that makes it so much easier. Then we're gonna take our little flame. We're gonna take the backing off. I'll try not to put my head in the camera as I do this so I can see. Okay, so we'll take the flame off. Oh, that piece does not want to go in the trash. There we go. And then we're going to attach it right here to this little knob. So now you've got a stem, and then your flame is attached to it like that. I'm going to pull it up just a touch. All right, so now we're just going to lay it there for now. We're going to actually pop it up with some dimensionals, so I'm not going to take off the backing of that. All right, so for our Poppy Parade solid piece, we're going to take, this is Parakeet Party, which is a new in color. I'm loving the new in colors. They are fantastic. Get that little piece out. There we go. Then we're just going to lay it right on over like that. Then we're going to take one of the flames, and this is another reason why I don't like having thicker nails, because you can't get the backings off. But I had to get them thicker because my nails were starting to break, and so it was starting to, they were starting to like crack and stuff. Okay, so now we've got number 2. And now we just need to do number 3. And this is going to be Mango Melody on the top. And there we go. All right, and then we're going to put it on the Parakeet Party, or Party Parakeet, Parakeet Party, something like that. Again, description, in the description of the video, you can go straight to the blog post and get a list of all the products I used, because I will call it all the wrong name while I'm live. That's what I do. It is like you hit that live button and your memory just goes to mush. You can't remember anything. But when I'm watching other people's videos, I'm like, oh, that's that. Why can't they remember? Same reason I can't. Okay, so there we go. We've got that all set up there. Now we're going to take some of our foam adhesive strips, which I think is the easiest way to do this so that you're not having to cut your dimensionals. And we're going to just flip these bad boys right on over. And we are going to put adhesive on the back like this. Now, with your adhesive foam strips, just know that they are a little taller than regular dimensionals. So, just know that. So be careful with how many layers you have popped up with these, because if you pop up multiple layers with the foam adhesive strips, it will not make it in the mail at a regular price. You'll have to put more postage on there. Okay, now I want the flames to pop up, so I'm going to take this little piece that I've got here, and I'm just going to cut little tiny pieces to put behind that, because I also want that to be the same height as the actual stick part of the candles. All right, so we're just going to put that back there like that. If it'll stay, there we go. All right, now we're going to take off the backing here. These are little, just so you know. And we're going to stick this at an angle like this. Okay. And then let's do it again. Wonder if I can do it like this. That might be easier. Yeah. And then this one. All right, put the extra back on there and set those aside. All right, let's do this one. And we're gonna put this one in the middle. I'm gonna stick it just a little bit lower down. And it's gonna stick like that. And then last but not least, and these adhesive strips really stick good, just so you know. We're gonna do that one straight up. Okay, now let's take our stars. And we are going to take our backs off of them. If all else fails, we will take our take your pick tool and get that backing off. All right, now I'm gonna put the little one right here. And then we're gonna take this one and we're gonna stick it down here, right there. Then let's take a full one. And we're gonna stick it right about here. Oh, and I need to do my sentiment, but we can put all the stars on first, so it'll be fine. Because the sentiment is gonna lay over some of those stars anyway. Boy, am I struggling. All right, there we go. I need to concentrate for that one. All right, let's stick that one right there. Let's do a little one. Oh, that's gonna give me that one. Okay, let's stick that one up there. And then we've got the little one, which we're gonna stick right about here. Then we just have our parakeet party. And we're gonna put this one here. And do that one there. And do this one right about there. Okay, now let's stamp our sentiment. We're gonna stamp it over here. We're gonna stamp it using black memento. I'm gonna pull in my piercing mat because I want, this one is kind of a long one and then it has a solid right there in the center. So I just wanna make sure I get a good coverage. When I go to stamp it down, I want it to really get on that paper. All right, so we're gonna stamp it right here. Perfect. All right, we'll close that up so I don't get ink all over myself. Then I'm just gonna cut it out really quick. I do wanna show you this. It's pretty easy to figure out which ones go with which because they really are, I mean, obviously you can't see the words, but you can really kind of tell with how your setup is. So like that one is really long. So you know that it's 2 lines, not just the one. So it really is easy to pick out which die goes with which sentiment. There was one that I did struggle with, but it took me just trying like 2 of them. So I'm just gonna cut this out really quick instead of bringing back the machine in. Another great thing about the magnetic plate is it does help to keep that die for these words in place because you don't have much room around it. Whoop. Another thing about the magnetic plate is it does have a lot of static in it. So be careful, you will shock yourself. But if you notice, you don't have a lot of room around your letters, so the magnetic plate comes in really handy to keep it lined up the way you need to. Okay, with this, we are going to add the sentiment right about here. We're gonna move this little one. So we're just gonna take it off for just a second. we'll hold it right there. All right, we're gonna flip this over and we're gonna put dimensionals on the back. We're gonna put one there, one there, one here. And then I'm gonna cut a little piece off our side here. And another piece, and we're gonna attach it down here on our sides. So it's like taking a little mini dimensional and putting it down there. All right. Oop, let me see if I can get that on there. There we go. All right, let's take and do that. All right, and then we're gonna place this right here. Center it as best we can, and then we'll put this little one right here. Yep. There we go. All right, now we're gonna attach this to our card front, and you can adhere this piece down first if you want. I find it fine just because I'm gonna just do the edges, so you're good to kind of do it like this. A lot of times, if I have multiple layers, it can get tricky to put that adhesive on the very back, but that one's pretty easy. All right, so there is card number 1. A lot to it, yes, but it is wonderful. It really comes out great, and I think this is going to be great birthday cards. I send out birthday cards to the church every month, so I needed some new ones. So here we go. Oh, thanks, Deb. Okay, so let's do card number 2. Let me put that somewhere so I don't lose them. Okay, card number 2, I'm gonna have to say, just a prerequisite to it. It was kind of an accident how I came up with this one. I saw a plant, and when I saw that plant, it had multiple green colors in the leaves, and I fell in love with it. And it was paired with like a brownish gold ribbon. And so that's how I got the idea to come up with this card. We are going to use another new product and an old product with this one, besides the new Charming Sentiment stamp set. We are going to use a die set called Split Card Textures. At first, I was like, meh, I don't know. But when I looked through the catalog and saw the different cards that were being made with this, I kind of fell in love with it. So I decided to go ahead and buy them. And then, of course, when I saw the plant, I was like, oh yeah, this is going to be perfect. Because I think there was like a pattern on the ribbon or whatever that kind of had the squares. And so that's why I went with this. Now, with this, we are pairing it with a set from the annual catalog that's been around since, I guess, probably about 1.5 years now. And yes, Deb, it is well worth it. I'm excited to really play with both of them, with maybe some bright, bold colors too. So I'm excited. But Forever Fern's been around for probably about 1.5 years now, maybe 2. Maybe, I can't remember which catalog it came out in, but it's been around for a while. It's classic, it's pretty, it can be for anything you need it to be. You've got wedding and all that stuff. So great for sympathy cards if you need those. The dies that go with it, you have dies that coordinate, but then you also have some extra foliage dies that you can use as well. So that's what I'm pairing it with. And we are gonna go ahead and get started. The first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stamp my sentiment, and I'm gonna stamp the leaves. And I'm gonna show you how I did that. So we're gonna pull out some Early Espresso, Shaded Spruce, and Old Olive. We're gonna use Shaded Spruce and Old Olive for our leaves. And we're gonna use Early Espresso for our sentiment. I'm gonna go ahead and stamp the sentiment. And I'm gonna put this on here. You don't waste a lot of paper with these sentiments though, just know that. So you can put things a little closer to the edge than you normally do when you do like a label die. All right, so let's stamp our leaves. All right, the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna ink it up in Old Olive. Okay, then once I've got good coverage, I'm gonna take a dabber, or a dauber, however you want to pronounce it, and I'm gonna daub up. I'm gonna put some ink from the Shaded Spruce on there, and then I'm just gonna go around on this one. I'm gonna go around the edge and leave a little bit of that Old Olive down the center, and then I'm gonna stamp it, and look at there. So you've got Old Olive, and then you've got the Shaded Spruce on the outside. You can do as little or as much as you want to. Yes, Dora, it's fantastic. It is, yes, it is an all year usage. And you can do different seasons with it. So if it's like Halloween and you want to do a Halloween card or a fall card or whatever, you can use oranges, you can use reds, all those colors, especially if you're doing a dauber, you can really get some, like a good, elegant look to it, in my personal opinion. So, okay, let's do this one. So again, we're going to ink it up with our Shaded Spruce, our Old Olive, and then we're going to take some of that Shaded Spruce again, get a little bit on there. This one, I'm just going to kind of run down the center, okay? Like that. And then I'm just going to stamp it right along there, and there you go. So then it's light, or it's dark to light on that one. All right, this one, get it good and inked up with Old Olive, and then do some dauber. And on this one, we're just gonna kind of go along the bottom. Beautiful. All right, so there we go. Now I'm gonna close up all these because I do not want, my luck is I drop it and I have to start all over. It's usually what happens. All right, now I'm gonna pull in our machine and we're gonna die cut. And we will be able to do it all in one pass, which is fantastic. So we're gonna look at our dies here. So you see that's pretty big. That's actually one of the biggest ones in there. So you're gonna find your biggest die, or I guess tallest, because it is squatty, but it's tall. We're gonna line that up, and then we're gonna get our Forever Fern, and we are going to line those up. All right, let me make sure this is the right one. That one right there, you've got two. You've got one that points the other way as well. So just know that. And then I think it's this one. Nope, that's not it. Hold on. It's this one. Nope. It's... Okay, apparently this is the hardest one to figure out. There we go. Forever Fern. You have to try multiple ones to get it there, right? All right, now here we go again with our magnetic plate, which is fantastic. You don't have to have that tape anymore. You can just line it up and it will stay. And you can fidget with different ones and the other ones will stay. So now you're not having to fix them and then refix them. All right, put our plate down, run it through. And sorry again for the shaking. And now we'll pick up our piece. And I'm going to put all those dies back so I don't lose them. And then we've got all of our pieces here that will come off. And ta-da! All right, now we need to do one more. We need to do our piece, this piece right here. All right, I want to add adhesive to the back of this because I want to not have to put glue on all this craziness here. Okay, that would be completely crazy. So I am going to grab my adhesive sheet. Hold on. It comes in a pack like this. So it comes in long sheets like this. And what I'm gonna do over here is let me move this for 2 seconds. I'm going to take this gold piece. We're gonna flop up, let's do this side. We're gonna flop it here. And I'm just gonna bend it like that. And then we're gonna pick up this piece and I'm gonna bend it back and I'm gonna see if I need it to be any wider. Nope. All right, so let's do this. We're gonna line it, pull it down, and now we can cover it like that. And then we're just gonna take our scissors and cut it all off. We're gonna cut around that adhesive. And this is just gold foil, which comes, you can find this in the annual catalog. And it's very, very pretty. All right, then that comes right off of it like that. And we will move all that. All right, now this we are gonna run through twice. And I will tell you why, because we wanna make sure that the gold foil is a little bit thicker than your regular cardstock, just a touch. So we want to make sure that we get a good cut. We want to make sure that we get through the adhesive sheet as well as the gold cardstock itself. So we're going to take the die, wherever I put it, here it is, and we are going to lay it across here, and then we are going to run it through. And I'm actually going to flip it this way because this is a straight edge right down here. Now I want to make sure that I have just a touch down here and just a touch down here, and you'll figure out why in just a few minutes. All right, and we're going to take it in at an angle so that it will go through nicely. And hold on a second. Let's get that all on that bottom plate. All right, let's run this through. You see, that's a little harder than what regular cardstock is because it's a little thicker. Okay, now I'm gonna pull this up. I'm gonna flip this over, and I'm gonna make sure that it's cut through, and it is cut through nicely. This is actually a really good die. It does cut pretty awesome. All right, we're gonna lay that there. We're gonna move all this. And then I want you to see something. We're gonna pull this out. Now look, some of these didn't fall out, but that's okay. We're gonna actually use some of those for our embellishments, use up those pieces. But if you look at my card, this, I actually cut around it because I didn't want all gold on my card. So that's another great thing about this piece is step outside of how Stampin' Up! Uses it, and you can come up with other ideas on what to do with it. Okay, let's get all those pieces out. We're gonna move those there. We're gonna leave those in there just for now. I'm gonna poke out this one right here. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna take my scissors and I'm gonna very carefully trim about and leave about that much, which is why I did the edges like that, right around here. Now, here's an awesome thing. It does not have to be perfect because no one will ever know that that edge is not supposed to be there, right? You can see that it's kind of mountainous is what I would call it. But honestly, it doesn't matter if you kind of go in a straight, curvy line, whatever, you can't tell, which is just fantastic. So I literally just kind of roughed it. I wasn't real picky about it. You know, I just did it. Just move your paper instead of your scissors. I will say that you do want to use, for this, you do want to use the middle of your snips, your paper snips, because otherwise your point will get stuck in the little slots here. Just FYI. Okay, there we go. So now you have a piece that's cut out, and see, I wasn't real careful. I just made sure that there was kind of a border there, and you honestly can't even tell like that whole part there is straight. So gives you something else to do with these dies as well. Okay, let's go ahead and put this onto our piece of Early Espresso. Oh, thank you, Vicki. And again, we're going to try to get this off. Maybe. There we go. All right. And it's just going to peel right on off. And now we don't have to worry about the glue, which is just fantastic. I'm going to leave a little bit of border all the way around. And then I'm going to take and flip it over, and I'm just going to rub it really good. Because, again, that foil is a little thicker. So with our adhesive sheets, it will sometimes curl up. So you got to get it good and attached. You got to give it that pressure so it'll stay on there. All right, so there we go. Now we're going to go ahead and take some ribbon. And actually, before we do that, let's go ahead and put this piece on our card base. I did the white for the card base just so that the white in the leaves and the sentiment didn't really make it like, wow. Having the white background as the card base kind of offset that bright, bold white right there in the center. So, but I didn't want to, if I was cutting out that piece, I didn't want to do the embossing powder with the gold. I thought that was a little too much too. So just so you know why I did what I did. Not that you really care, I'm sure, but that's okay. Sometimes I like to know the inside thoughts of the people and how they came up and created what they created. So, all right, we're going to attach this here. I'm going to flip that over and just rub it so that I don't pick up any of that paper there and mess it up. All right, so now I'm going to actually lay my sentiment right where I want it. And then I'm going to put adhesive on the back of these leaves. And then we're going to go ahead and place these where we want them. So we're going to put this one here. We're going to put this one next. I got a little adhesive right there, so I'm just going to roll that on itself so that it's not sticking out. All right. And then we'll stick that one there. And then we'll stick this one right over it. And I felt like with the ribbon and then the embellishment kind of making it taller, I felt like the leaves, the flower, the foliage could lay flat, and then it wouldn't be as bulky. So you can mail this one as well. Oh, good. That makes me so happy, Deb. If you case a card of mine, it makes my day. I promise you that. Thank you, Sharon. And hello, Morgan. All right, so let's grab our ribbon, and we're gonna put some adhesive right here And we're gonna put this, we're gonna flip that. We're gonna put that there. Then we're gonna do us a zigzag. Actually, let's move this up just a touch because we are gonna do a little different than a zigzag. So we're gonna do a zigzag like that, but then we're gonna come and go back. Nope. All right, let me see if I can get this right. There we go. We're gonna go this way, there, and then we're gonna come back across here. So it's almost gonna look like there's a bow underneath our sentiment. I'm gonna add a little bit of adhesive right there so that this one will stick down there. This is a good flat ribbon. If you are looking for something that won't bulk up your cards, this is a great one. All right, so then we're gonna cut there. And then we are going to put dimensionals on the back here. If I can find them. Now, because I did cross over there, I'm gonna avoid putting a dimensional in the center, okay? I don't know why I grabbed so many. And then we're just gonna put some adhesive here, like that. Usually, like, especially if I do like a linen thread or whatever, wherever that center kind of comes together, I tend to leave the dimensionals off there. All right, then we're just gonna lay this across like this, and ta-da, that is the main part of our card. Now let's add some embellishments, and what better way than to actually use our pieces that were cut out. So we're gonna take and leave some. We're gonna put some back in here. And they will just fit right on down. And I probably won't put them all in just so you guys don't have to watch me. I'll just put a couple in. All right, I can go afterwards and put more in. All right, and then let's do one up here. Okay, so I'll go through afterwards and finish it, but that will be the end card for you. So I just kind of went through and put some of these pieces back in, just so it kind of gives it almost like a, I don't know, like an abstract kind of look. I think that's what you would call it. It's called the Amy Messy look. We'll call it that, right? But anyway, I fell in love with this, and you're going to see this die a whole lot more. Another good thing, these would make great shaker little inserts. So if you want a good shaker card, ta-da, there we go. That would be awesome. Okay, let me put this in this little bucket here so I don't lose those pieces, so I can finish up that card after. And then obviously I'm going to save that because we want that foil paper is a little more pricier, but well worth it on a card like that. Okay, last card, not the least, because this one is amazing. If you don't know yet, I am absolutely in love with our new In Colors. I am talking like in love. They go perfectly together, and they coordinate with a lot of our colors that we already have. So what I decided to do with it was kind of something that you can do with your scraps. I have a lot of scraps, and I sometimes forget to use them. A card like this, simple, easy, quick, can be put together, like I'm talking like quick. And then add a little jazz to it, and then sentiment. Ta-da, done. These right here, you're gonna see me use a whole lot these are the solid faceted gems. I am pretty sure that this is Tahitian Tide. I know that's Starry Sky. I'm pretty sure that's either Blushing Bride or Petal Pink. This one is Polished Pink, I believe, or Melon Mambo, one of those, I don't know. I think that's Mint Macaroon, and then that looks like Mossy Meadow. These are amazing. They're small, they add a little bit of just pizzazz right to your card. It gives it something else. So anyway, these are great. These are a good price point, and of course I think there's like 180 of them in this pack. So this is good. You're gonna see me use those for classes and everything else. All right, let's start off by stamping our sentiment, and we are going to cut out our frame here, which is another new product. I'm telling you, I pulled in the new products today, which is great about this set. You can pull in anything, absolutely anything, to go along with these sentiments. So these are the fabulous frames, and I have already used these a bunch for all kinds of different things. I'm pretty sure in my club I used them as well for different things. So anyway, this frame right here is what we're going to use. So I'm going to go ahead and pull that off, and then we're going to use the coordinating DSP or designer series paper. For those of you that are new, we're going to use that to cut out our frame. So it gives it a little bit of a pattern, which I liked. You could even use that pattern too, but I didn't want something that was so busy. So we're going to do it on the polka dot side. Our paper, our family color paper, is great. It is some really good patterns this year. I am pretty stoked on it. Last year I did use the designer series paper quite a bit, but not as much as I have in the past. But this year you're going to see it a lot because I think the patterns that they used are wonderful. Okay, so let's stamp our sentiment. And we're going to use Sweet Sorbet, which is one of the new in colors. And then I'm going to move all that so I, again, don't get it on everything. All right, so now we can actually come and pull in our machine. Last time we have to do this. And we can do all of this at one time as well, I'm pretty sure. Maybe not. No, we probably can't. Let me do this. Let me cut some off. There we go. All right, because again, we want to put this at an angle because of that solid line right there at the top. All right, so we've got that. You think I can get this on here? I think I can. Let's do it. In for an adventure. Again, with these sentiment dies, you're not going to use a whole lot of paper. All right. So this is the one that I actually did find a little tricky, but then I found it because I originally went with this one because it's got the two little loops out there like that, but it's not. It's this one right here. It's a little larger than the other one that has the little loops on it. All right, so we're going to line that up, and then we're going to run it all through. You want to make sure that if you're putting this much on your plate, that your plate and your pieces are all on all your plates like that. And then we're just going to run it through. Just like that. And ta-da. And then there we go. Now I will say one thing about the DSP paper. Be careful with it because it's thinner, so these dies will sometimes slice it like that. But I'm gonna put some tape runner on the back so you'll never even know that that was cut. I think it also has to do with the magnetic plate because it makes it tighter when it's going through. So if that bothers you at all, go back to your regular plates and cut it through. It will not do it with regular plates. Okay? You'll take the catch you later. Perfect. Okay. I will get that in the mail to you. And I also have the stamp set that you and Deb won, the Big Hooray, that'll go out in the mail with it. So I'll just put them in there together. So look at you, two in 1 week. You're getting Angie's luck there, Verna. Just don't tell her that you're taking her luck from her. All right. We are going to take this. We're going to flip this over. We're going to put our adhesive, our tear and tape on it. So we're just going to put this on the back. And our tear and tape is perfect. The perfect size for it. For this frame. All right. And then one more side, because we just want to make sure that the whole thing stays down. You can also use dimensionals to pop these up if you wanted it to kind of sit off of your cardstock. But on this one, I really didn't. I wanted it to be flat. So on some, I have popped it up. And then this is just extra, so you can use that to put anywhere you want to. One thing too, just as kind of a, hey, you can do, oh, I might have to fix that. You could even do the flop. So like you could put a card together using this, and then you could put that sentiment right over the top of it as well. All right, give me 2 seconds. Let me fix this right here. That is, that's gonna bother me. I probably should have pulled in my regular plates because I knew it was gonna do that, but I didn't wanna. I like the magnetic plate, but with some of your thinner paper, which is like your DSP, it will be a little bit more difficult to cut with it. All right, I may not be able to fix that. Oh well, we're gonna go with it. It'll be fine. It'll be fine once it gets on the card base, right? Okay, so we're gonna have our thick Whisper White as our card base. This piece right here is gonna be our guide. And I'm gonna show you how I did this. I just took the front and I ran adhesive on all 4 sides like that. And then I just made a whole bunch of lines right down the center in between, okay? So it's good and covered with the adhesive. I'm just making sure that I got it all. All right, then I'm just gonna start putting all this together. I'm gonna put it at an angle, but what I wanna do is make sure that I'm not wasting a whole lot of the paper. So I'm gonna get and cover up this right here. Make sure I'm covering it up and then doing it at an angle like that, okay? And then we're just gonna start taking and putting all this right up next to it. You could use liquid glue, but I find liquid glue messy and it drives me crazy. All these pieces are cut to half an inch. Let's see, it's a half inch, 3/4 of an inch, an inch, and then a fourth. So it's a fourth. No, it's a half, a third, 3/4, and then an inch, I believe. I think there's 3 sizes. Well, this is a half. No, this is 3/4, and then this is 3/4. So yeah. Again, all that is on the blog, so you can go on there and look at it. And you can create the pattern however you want to. Seriously, I'm just pulling pieces and going with it. completely just going with it. And I'm hoping that I will have enough. The first card took 10, so I'm hoping that this one will go with 10 as well. And again, I'm just butting it up to the one below it. And let's do this little thin one. Like that. And we'll do the big one. Nope, let's do the little one first. And it'll take about 10 strands using the dimensions that I did. And then we'll do this one here. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my little mini cutter and I'm going to just start slicing. I'm going to go ahead and stick in this side and just cut off a big chunk of it like that. Just so I have a little bit of leverage whenever I put it in this way. So I'm just kind of trimming as I go, just so I don't cut too much off. And then when I start getting a little bit smaller on my piece, I can line up and go from there. Okay. You can also use scissors to do it, but I find that a little bit more difficult for me. All right, so this piece here, I'm gonna line up and then I'm gonna start trimming. So now I've got my flat end there, so now I can butt it up to the top and line it up exactly the way it needs to be. Oops. I got a piece that was stuck there. There we go. And there, and one more side, and then we can put our pieces on. Okay, there we go. It might also be better to use your larger trimmer to cut those, just because the cardstock does make it a little thicker, but totally up to you. I think that little one works just fine. Okay, now we are going to put our frame on. So we're going to take off all 4 sides of our sticky here. And then we're just going to stick it right over the top. You can also do it where you cut this part down to where you don't have anything sticking out on the side. Again, totally up to you. I liked having all the colors kind of show outside of it. So you do however you feel like it. All right, so I'm going to line that up down there. Then we're going to take and make that straight there. We're going to make that straight across there. Nope, actually, let's do this side first. Make that straight there and then straight. All right. And I might be able to play with this just to move it together just a little bit. There we go. Look at there. There's always a way to fix it. Always. So on here, I'm just pushing it together so that it gets that other piece. So you can't really see. Okay. And now I'm not going to stress over it. Okay, the next thing we want to do is we want to take some ribbon. This is a new in color ribbon. It is Starry Sky. Make sure I'm right on that. Yep, Starry Sky. We're going to attach it down here. We're going to put a little bit of adhesive. And then we are going to tie a pretty large bow. And then we will cut off that end right there. We will take a glue dot. And then we're gonna stick it right about there. I actually didn't need to put the adhesive there, but it's all right. I was thinking about the last card, I guess. Okay, we're gonna trim off those once we put it onto the actual like card base itself. Then we're gonna put 2 dimensionals on here. Again, we've got that knot in the middle, so it will hold up that center of your sentiment. And we will stick this right over it, making sure to cover up that adhesive. Then we're gonna take this and we're gonna pop it up. So it's gonna be a little heavier because you've got 2 pieces of cardstock on top of each other. And then you've also got the designer series paper. So we're gonna put quite a bit of dimensionals on here. All right, I need 1 more because we do not want anything to sag when it goes through the mail. Bring in my bucket there. Alrighty, 3 more, and then we're done, y'all. I'm only a little over, just a little. All right, let's put this on here and then we'll put our embellishments on there. Okay, perfect. Let's just go ahead and trim this off. So we're just gonna trim off like that. Then we'll make that side match and ta-da. And let's do the Tahitian tied ones. I think that will be fun. Well, we're gonna use the scissors because I just broke my take your pick tool. All right. You can use all kinds of things. And this may actually be balmy blue, but you know what? It works. It works. All right, then we're gonna put this one here. Then let's go with some small ones. I'm gonna put a small one up there. And then a small one right there. Okay, there we go. Yeah, that actually doesn't look bad. I'm thinking it's balmy blue now that I put it on there. So, all right. So that is all of the cards for tonight. I'm gonna put this one on top to cover up the boo-boo. And then we've got that one. And then we've got this one. All right, so that is it. Guys, don't forget that right now is a great time for the starter kit. I would love for you to join the Stampin' Grace team. And then don't forget about Club. You've got all these beautiful, amazing cards here that you would get all the make and takes, and then you'd get products to keep. Bye, Morgan. I hope you sleep well. And, oh, thank you, Sharon. Thank you, Verna. So again, if you have questions about Club, feel free to email me. I'll be up for a while. I've got to finish up some stuff for my bingo this weekend. So I will definitely be up for a while if you have any questions in reference to Club. I hope you guys have a great rest of your week, and I will see you next time. Bye.